We have to write programs in such a way that they are written in a threaded format so that they can be easily given to the system and working. It is not like just writing a sequential program. And we will see this today also. Now, I also told you that now we have come to an age where, every computer is like a parallel computer. The computer in your desktop may have 2 cores. It's a dual core, dual Pentium, means there could be 4 cores. So even your computer at home, your PC at home may be a parallel computer. There may be more than 1 core or more than 1 processor working together. All servers and high performance systems have this. And typical applications are, weather forecasting, molecular modeling, simulation, nuclear bomb simulation, tsunami simulation, landslide simulation, weather forecasting, cyclone prediction. These are the kind of things that involve number crunching with several parameters which we need these kind of computers. Now, I also told you that there is actually a competition out there. Everybody wants to get their supercomputer on the top 500 list. And you can imagine the top computer, supercomputer. I also told you that supercomputer is the same as high performance computer, and high performance computer is more or less synonymous with a parallel computer. These things I already told you. Supercomputer, high performance computer, parallel computer, more or less the same. And you can imagine the Fugaku system has got 76 lakhs cores or processors. Just imagine. And I told you about the Indian one, that is Param Siddhi AI, which is 62nd in the list. Now, now let us see why parallel programming is complex. So, rather than taking this American example of Thanksgiving dinner, I will take a kind of an Indian example of an Onam Sadhya. I'm sure most of you have seen an Onam Sadhya, perhaps at home, or some of you have gone to your friend's place, or you would have, when you were in the campus, probably you have partaken the Onam Sadhya. And there is a standard fare for an Onam Sadhya, which consists of chips, jaggery. Normally the meal starts with rice, with dal and with some ghee. That's one part. Then they put the other curries, the kind of the items on the side, and it ends with several rounds of payasam. So this is the Onam Sadhya. Now, if a cook is making the Onam Sadhya, he has to be grappled with so many complicated things. He has to make a payasam, which is a totally different ball game. He has to make a sambar, which is a totally different concoction. He has to arrange for the items in the main course meal, which have a specific a specific taste and a specific tone to it. Now, how will he do this job? How will he divide the work among the assistants or cooks? The cook has to make the Onam Sadhya. So there is, you need to have a granularity. How much there is a chef or a main Sadhya person who's making the Sadhya. He has several assistant cooks. What should the assistant cook report? How much should he report? What kind of action should he report? That is the granularity. Whether he is adding, suppose he is making a payasam. Payasam will take half an hour to make. First you add something. Should he report at every 10-minute interval to the head cook? I have started the payasam, I boiled the milk. Then after 10 minutes he says, I have put the vermicelli into the payasam. Then after 10 minutes I say, I put the sugar into the payasam. After 10 minutes I say, you say the payasam is boiling. After 10 minutes I say, I put the flavoring agents into the payasam. So how much granularity, how frequently must the assistant cook report to the chief cook about the payasam? Should he do it every 5 minutes? Should he do it after a main event? Should he do it after half an hour it starts boiling and then he goes for a taste and then he says change that, change this? This is the granularity. Now also locality is there. Should you keep all the items for the payasam at one place? Should you keep the milk, the jaggery, the vermicelli, the sugar at one place, or should you keep them at different places and use them at different points of time? That is the locality. Now, for making the sadhya, the Onam sadhya, you have many people. One fellow has to make the payasam, highly complex job. One person has to make the sambar, not so complex job. One person has to make what is known as a dish called avial. I'm sure many of you have heard. It's actually a mix of all vegetables. It's not an easy job. It's a complicated job. You have to cut different types of vegetables, add them together, mix them, add stuff, and so on and so forth. Now, all of us know that making the avial will be the most difficult job. Making the payasam may be the second most difficult job, and making the sambar may be the simplest job. So how do you balance the load? Now you give one fellow the job to do the avial, he will have the most difficult load. So how do you balance them? Maybe you can tell the guy who's making the payasam, okay, once you have made the payasam boils, you go and help the guy who's making the avial. So that is load balancing. And finally, synchronization and coordination. How do you synchronize, coordinate? How do you divide the work? How do you allot the work in such a way in the proper sequence and the thing? So what I'm trying to impress upon you is that parallel programming is highly complex. It is not like sequential programming. You have to focus on the granularity, the locality, the load balancing, the synchronization, and the coordination, akin to a chief cook making an Onam sadhya, right? So that is the complexity of parallel programming. And parallel programming does not mean that you have 5 people to do a job. The time to divide does not happen divided by 5. That never happens. Please understand that. A task that requires 5 people to do, right? You divide by 5, it will not happen divided by 5. It will never happen like that. What is needed basically is you need to have parallelism. So certain things cannot be done parallelly, certain things can be done only sequentially. Certain things can be done parallelly. So every program that you have in Amdahl's law is that certain things you can parallelize, certain things you cannot parallelize. They have to be done in sequential. And definitely your performance will be limited by the sequential part, which you have no control. So there is a law that gives the speed up in terms of how much time you can save when you have multiple number of parallel processes working, but you have to minus the sequential part. So this speed up will be 1 divided by S, and the S is the fraction of the work done sequentially. Now, as I mentioned, parallelism has its own difficulties. There will be a lot of difficulties in parallelism. We already saw how making an Onam Sadhya, how difficult it is, how many variables are there. Granularity, locality, load balance, coordination, and synchronization. So there are a lot of overheads that happen because of parallelism. Many barriers are there. These overheads tend to affect us because when we are talking of parallel systems, we are talking of threads. We need to initiate threads. We need to fire the thread. We need to have threads communicating with each other. We need to have shared data between the threads. We need to synchronize the test. So all this takes overhead. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. If you have 5 processes, does not mean that the time will be divided by 5 times. It will never happen like that, because you are having a lot of overhead for working on the thread, making these threads communicate, synchronize with each other, and so on. And that lot of trade-off happens because of these. And these trade-offs happen because of the granularity, the locality, the synchronization, the coordination, and so on and so forth. Now, even the storage is like that. Large memories will come. Large memories will be there, and the memory, see, this is a one level of memory. There is a processor cache, level 2 cache, level 3 cache. In a multi-core system or a multi-programming system with parallel computers, you will find that there are layers in between the level 2 and the level 3 cache. There are interconnects, there are another layer here, and obviously this will not be so fast. This will be slower, because there is coordination across the board. And you need to have in balancing the load. Like I told you, the guy who makes the avial will have the most complicated job. The guy who makes the sambar will have the easiest job. So you need to figure out ways to balance the load, right? You need to see how parallelism can be used, that the load is balanced across the spectrum, and that is a major challenge that we have in parallel programming. I will close for today. I will continue in the next class, and all from now. Yeah, let me take your attendance. Abhilash, Akash, Amit, please raise your hands.